I wanted to talk about this XXL 2018 freshman class because personally, I think it's actually one of the more accurate lists in recent years. And what I mean by that is generally when it comes to XXL, they're going to pick up and coming slash somewhat established artists from the last year or currently, and usually when they do this, they get most of them and then they add on like a few that they kind of think are good as well that the general public might not be aware of. For example, I'd say in 2016, which is kind of when XXL really started getting, well, it's always been big, but like when the whole YouTube and the ciphers and everything really started kind of getting a lot of attention. That year they had like Denzel Curry, Uzi, Yachty, 21, Kodak, all that, and then they included pretty much all these rappers were pretty well known, and then they included two people that I don't think were as well known at the time outside of their own like local cities, and I'm referring to G Herbo and Dave East. I'm pretty sure outside of Chicago, not many people really like listen to G Herbo a lot. I mean, I know I'm from the area, so I know a lot of people here love him, but back then, at that time, a lot of people didn't really know him, so XXL kind of included, I believe there was actually, yeah, there was 10 in that year. It's usually 10 every year, with a couple exceptions, including this year. But yeah, in that year it was 10, so they kind of did eight artists that everyone kind of knew all over the country, and then two that not everyone knew. And obviously their cipher got the least amount of views, but it was ironically the best cipher. Well, it depends on how you define best. I actually thought the second one with Yachty and Kodak and all of them was the best, but in terms of rapping and skill, Dave East and G Herbo had the better rap. No, but this year I felt is the most accurate in terms of who I thought was going to be on the list. I predicted Ski Mask, Smoke Perp, Lil Pump, Trippy, YBN. I said Block Boy maybe. I was not expecting Wi-Fi's Funeral, but I am very, 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 very happy about that. Wi-Fi's Funeral is great. I've been listening to him for a while. He came up from the whole South Florida scene with X and Ski and Pump and Perp. Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I wouldn't have thought that he'd be one to make it, but I'm not complaining at all. But yeah, for the most part, I thought the only ones they kind of whiffed on were, I don't even think JID or Jid, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I don't really listen to him that much. I've heard a couple songs. He's not as well known as these guys, obviously, but you know how I said every year they try and get like one or two people that may not be popping off as much as the rest. Like 2016, Dave East, G Herbo. I'd say last year it was Kamaya and Cap G. This year it is Stefflon Don and Jid, J-I-D. I'm just going to call him Jid for the rest of the video. And yeah, speaking of Stefflon Don, I have really never listened to her music, but I looked her up on YouTube and she has like 70 million views on one of her videos and like 50 million on another, so obviously she's big in the UK and not as much so in the US, so I'm actually fine with this. When it came to like Kamaya, I didn't think Kamaya was a bad rapper. I didn't think she was like a bad artist. I thought she was kind of boring. She obviously collabed with like YG and like Drake and stuff on a song, but like she wasn't as well known as the other people in her class, and at least Stefflon Don is pretty well known even if it's in another country. But yeah, this was a good pick because they needed at least one lyrical person to appease all the annoying real hip-hop fans who think SoundCloud rap is like the death of hip-hop or whatever. She was fine. I know they kind of try and get like a female rapper every year, and if it had to be one, I'm okay with being Stefflon Don. She's fine. I would have also thought maybe like Rico Nasty or someone. YBN Namir, I mean, he's obviously been making waves in 2018 and I believe late 2017-ish with all his like World Star videos and Cole Bennett videos. These guys, I don't really need to explain. They've been big for a while. Block Boy, the reason I was so iffy about him is because he doesn't really have any like major songs besides the one with 21 Savage, Rover, and Drake, and the one with Drake, Look Alive. And I'm guessing if he didn't have that one song with Drake, he probably wouldn't even be in this conversation. And I mean, I don't know. I'm fine with him being here. He is kind of he's kind of on like reaching the level of these guys, I'd say, in terms of popularity. Obviously, probably not as much as like Pump, but I don't know. He invented the shoot dance and that made it into Fortnite, so he's kind of like he kind of deserves it, I guess. Trippy's great. I've been listening to him for a while. I actually I started listening to him and 6ix9ine about I don't know, I wouldn't say a year ago, but I'd say a little less than a year ago, which is kind of when they started blowing up. And well, not 6ix9ine, he didn't start blowing up until like I'd say the last 6 months, but I remember him and 6ix9ine. I thought they were a great duo. I thought that 6ix9ine was never gonna reach the amount of popularity as Trippy, but now 6ix9ine has just got like all these hits. He's 7 for 7 on his Billboard singles. Has like 2 videos on YouTube over 100 million views, and obviously his absence on this list is a very apparent one, is what I should say. And I'm sure that has to do with his shady past, as well as the fact that he and Trippy are beefing right now, but obviously that'd be really awkward if they were like both in the same freshman class, because they'd probably try and like fight each other or something. Plus, I don't think 6ix9ine really cares because he's huge right now. He's like off in Chicago or something, like trying to hunt down Chief Keef or something. Or I don't know. Ski Mask, I thought he should have made it last year, but I guess it makes a little more sense for this year than it did last year, because he is bigger now than he was last year. And obviously there was some stuff where they were like, oh, we can't have duos, and it would have been weird for him and X to be in the same one. I disagree. I don't think they're necessarily a duo. In fact, they haven't made music together in a while, and I don't know, he's kind of in his own lane now. So I mean, speaking of duos, they've got Lil Pump and Smoke Perp together, but yeah. Anyways, I'm excited for this year's whole slew of freestyles and ciphers. I'm guessing that for the cipher pairings, they're definitely going to have these two together in one. I'm thinking because usually they have like if there's 3 tiers of popularity, they usually have the most, like the mid tier of popularity ones go first, then the most popular ones, and then like the least popular ones go last, who end up being the most lyrical. So with that like kind of pattern in mind, I'm thinking the first cipher is probably going to be like Block Boy JB, Wi-Fi's Funeral, YBN Namir, and then like the second one's probably going to be these 4 guys, and then the last one might just be these 2, like they did with Dave East and G Herbo. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say on that. I'm very happy for the most part about this. I don't think they whiffed on any too much. I'm like, even the ones that I was kind of iffy about, I could definitely see the reasoning behind. Like, definitely in contrast to last year, where I was just completely not sold on Cap G and Kamaya. And I'm not talking about their music, just the fact that they made the list. I wasn't sold on that. I was fine with their music, but yeah. I'll talk more about this maybe in another video, but thanks for watching.